when you're building a custom roadmap for somebody, right? When you're training somebody, there's the basics that you want them to have, but just like our marketing, like we want to build a relationship with a particular prospect. Like we want to do business with you.
Mhm.
That's the same thing for management training. We want to develop you. We're not just applying some sort of, hey, go read this book and we'll talk about it kind of thing. What is the development that this person needs? So we call them career development plans, CDPs,
Mhm.
right? And the piece is, the first piece is to help somebody know themselves. So I wrote a book around becoming indestructible, right?
Mhm.
Like about really being yourself. The first title of it was "Be You," the best advice I ever gave myself. But that didn't last. You know,
Yeah.
the editors didn't love that one so much, but I did
Yeah.
because it was true,
Yeah.
right? But the idea there in the book was to take some generally accepted truths, right? Like and challenge them, right? We'll just to me they were paradoxes, right?
Mhm.
These are things that people believe, but I wanted to challenge them because I wanted to have managers open up their mind. If they have a closed mind, they can't learn anything. So I got to open up their mind, and I got to do it in a way that's relatable. And they say, wait a minute, there's something here.
Mhm.
And so we open up their mind with the paradoxes. Then we have these worksheets that help them identify who they are and articulate it, their core values, their core virtues, their definition of a good person. Like, what's my definition of a good man? The more decisions that I make that align with that, the more peaceful my life's going to be because I'm in order. That's what I'm trying to do. And so we want to help our people know themselves. The next part of the book is a tools and to basically a tools to activate it uh, section,
Mhm.
and in there we have tools to activate and then tools to recover because we're people and we're
Mhm.
not always going to stay on track, right? We're going to get off track, and the idea is how do we recover?
Mhm.
And so that's what the main book is. And those are the three main sections, and so we have people go through that and then take some personality assessments, and then we have them solicit feedback from other people. We take all this stuff, we process it into a personal manifesto,
Mhm.
and it's like we call it the BU manifesto. And that manifesto they're able to share with others. It establishes boundaries. We ask them things like, "Hey, what drains your energy? What gives you energy?
Mhm.
What weakens your trust? What strengthens your trust?" And around that, they're able to articulate boundaries that they'd like to set up with people to better connect with them.
Mhm.
It's really fascinating stuff once you get into it. So it all comes down to the first section of our leadership development program is to help someone know themselves and articulate it. All right, now that they know themselves, right? And they found a way to express it, we have to help them create alignment with where our company's trying to go, right? They might not be aligned,
Mhm.
right? So they can opt out right then and there. But the idea is that by creating alignment, like here's what our company stands for, here's where we're trying to go, this is what we're trying to do, this is whom we're trying to do it for,
Mhm.
and getting them to be more and more aware, they can start to find things like, hey, I'm aligned here and here and here, and this is what I really love,
Mhm.
right? And so going through that piece, that alignment, it's so wonderful to watch because you literally see people lighting up to wanting to sign up
Yeah.
for the things that are so important to the business. And as a business leader, well, I mean, what more can I ask for? It's a way of somebody saying, I'm ready to move all in on this.
Mhm.
Wonderful, wonderful piece. But alignment isn't just limited to where we're trying to go and what we're trying to do. It also has to do with the quality of work and how we go about executing that. See, a lot of times people have all these different ideas about what we should do,
Mhm.
but they don't understand all the things that we're trying to do. And so their opinions are based on less than information. And so to create alignment, we start to show them more and more of what the client is grading us on, how the client is grading, how they're looking at the information, the expectations, the finer details of our proposal that really call out some of the behaviors and reasons why. By digging deep that way, we're able to turn on a lot of light bulbs. So first, it's wonderful to see how excited they are about joining the team, but then to have, wow, I didn't realize that.
Mhm.
I didn't know that. When they start to say these things, it's like the light bulbs going off again, and it's absolutely wonderful to see. The next piece is around really building out someone's insights. So we've already started, right? They know themselves. First, they're excited about being a part of the company and participating in a leadership development program, right? Or management
Mhm.
development program. Then they learn a bunch of things about themselves. Then they learn a bunch of things about the company, and they like everything that they're seeing, right? So we've got this alignment now with them, and we've got someone that's motivated. The next thing that we need to do is build out their insights, right? So there's a bunch of nuances, and really getting dialing into the QBR, right?
Mhm.
What is our scorecard? What influences our scorecard? What are our opportunities to improve our scorecard? Just really getting into the details of the grading. It's like people come to work at a company and they don't even know how the company's graded, right? And this is why these are the measurables that we have. These are the key metrics. This is how they bubble up. And going through that and getting them to participate in client calls, lights out. That firsthand experience just cannot be replaced. But wait, there's more, right? We do some role playing. One of the best things for us to do with our team is to put them in a scenario, right? And then have a discussion about it. And so we'll do role playing where one person is the observer that takes notes to give feedback. One person plays the client, and the other person plays the service provider. And we have people play different parts at different times, but that whole role playing is based around this concept of called TCUP, TCUP, thinking correctly under pressure.
Hmm.
See, a lot of times we have to field a situation or a call that's a problem, and we have to be able to be in the right frame of mind to handle it. Right. So thinking correctly under pressure in sports, it's like the 2 minute drill,
Mhm.
right? Or there's 3 seconds left in a game, and somebody's shooting a free throw, right? And what should you do, right?
Mhm.
Most of the time in a sport, you're looking to score more points. But if you're winning and you're playing basketball and you've got the ball and you're shooting a free throw, you're up by one. You do not want to make your second free throw.
Right.
You want to hit the front of the rim and have the ball go down, and all the guys scramble or girls scramble to get on top of it so that the clock ticks away and no one can get off the last second shot. But you have to practice that play. You can't just run that in the middle. And so putting our team in a position to face a disgruntled client, a happy client, an opportunity one, a client. So we draw out these scenarios uh, that the client has to replace us, that doing all these different extremes and ordinary courses of business is great practice for our team. The next thing we have them work on is improving the work, right? So look at how the foundation is set. They know themselves, they know where the company's trying to go, they know themselves, they've found alignment, right? We've taught them how to audit the work, they've been involved with some of the client stuff. The next piece is to work on an improvement initiative. What an area of the company that we're trying to make function and operate at a higher level, that's what we give them. And we use some of the same tools that we did earlier. Involve them in the QBRs, involve them in drawing out the training program that kind of mimics what we're trying to do, examining the process, testing the process, giving them this opportunity to improve the work creates opportunities for them to share insights with others. They're actually playing the role of a manager. They have to teach other people. They have to show them. They have to get people to understand and buy into where we're going. This is outstanding practice when forming future leaders. A lot of that's on improving their own work, right? And so if I'm a manager and I'm improving the way they interact with folks and all of that, great. Uh, the real challenge for a manager is improving other people's work. How do they give feedback, right? Uh, we're in a service business, we work with people. People are going to let us down. How do we forgive them, right? How do we forgive ourselves? How do we show someone how to get out of our doghouse? These are all very important thoughts and ideas when you're trying to develop a management training program. You want the managers to behave in alignment with what you value most, and what you value most must include your people. Now that you're helping somebody individually, right? You're helping each of your team members be stronger, and that's on a one-on-one level. How do you strengthen your entire team? How do you create environments for the team to help one another? Who who are you pairing up to work on different projects to build out, well, because their skills might be different, and to strengthen one another, and for them to see that somebody very different than themselves can be very effective in the role as well. The idea of creating the next generation of leaders, right? So that's, what's the reward for good work? More work, right? What's the reward for great management? More things to manage. More things to manage often means more people to manage. You've got to be really good at building a team for you to get promoted, right? And so maybe you can get up one level, maybe two levels, but to get to a senior level, you must become an outstanding team builder. And getting people in the practice of strengthening a team lines up perfectly with a fast growing company. For our training programs, at the conclusion, you must have a test, a certification process, of course, but there has to be a social event, a celebration. Some of the best relationships are built in the foxhole, right? Going through these difficult challenges. We went through this training program, and we've talked about it as if it's easy. We're pushing people, challenging them. I don't want to call it boot camp, but it definitely pushes them in ways that they didn't know that they could be pushed. It challenges them mentally. And at the conclusion of that, having a party, a celebration where they're able to come through that. Some of the best relationships have been built through our training programs. And we love it because we hope to hire people where they stay with us for the rest of their career. And if they're with us for a long time, they're going to come together. They're going to work together in the future. They're going to help service clients really, really well. And so having a day that just celebrates them and their accomplishment is a great way to put a bow on our training program.